Straight ahead on 12 News, the official kickoff of road construction season. See which local projects will last through the summer. Plus, a new partnership to help college students cut costs and work toward a career. But first, conditions that are ripe for fires.
Obviously, the less humidity that we have in the air, the greater risk of fire.
12 News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. Local fire officials say they are on high alert for brush fires.
Our dry winter and mild spring make conditions ripe for brush fires. Reporter Sonia Goins has more on the fire danger.
We had the same fire last year about this same time, actually.
On Wednesday night, several local fire stations responded to a brush fire at the Crystal Mac Wildlife Area.
And the winds kicked up, and suddenly the fire just kicked up, black smoke everywhere, and I could start feeling the heat from the fire.
Low humidity, high winds, and dry brush make this area the perfect tinderbox.
Humidity is going to go down to 25 to 30%. Obviously, the less humidity that we have in the air, the greater risk of fire.
If the wind had been blowing in a different direction, things would have really been bad. Firefighters were able to get a handle on the blaze, but look how close the wildfire came to torching some homes.
Our backyard goes right up to it, so it got into my neighbor's backyard and got just right up into our backyard, but then it stopped. Fire
investigators don't know how this fire started, but they have some ideas.
We believe it's probably a discarded cigarette because there's a walking path back there, or potentially malicious activity by some kids potentially.
Those sort of things put firefighters' lives in danger.
Plenty of crews around here. It's great to see the flood of folks that come around to tackle these things, man. It really makes you appreciate the services we have.
In Brooklyn Center, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Meantime, a neighbor helped wake up the residents of a burning home in Plymouth. This video was taken after firefighters arrived, but earlier a woman says she climbed over her backyard fence to wake up the neighbors and help them rescue their cats. It turned out to be a 2-alarm fire in the 2600 block of Medicine Ridge Road. Officials say fire units had a tough time because there were multiple additions on the 1930s era home. The fire broke out about 3 a.m. In Brooklyn Park, a 2-alarm fire damaged a deck and the rear of a house at 75th and Xerxes. When firefighters got there, the entire rear of the home was on fire. Nobody was home, but fire officials say a cigarette put into a container on the deck was not fully extinguished. There was apparently just enough wind to keep it burning. 2 dogs inside were rescued.
Local Congressman Keith Ellison isn't backing down from a death threat directed at him from ISIL. The threat appeared in a publication used by the terrorist group, which federal counterterrorism officials are investigating. Ellison called ISIL, quote, a collection of liars, murderers, torturers, and rapists. He was the first Muslim elected to Congress.
The Brooklyn Center Little League has started practicing on its home field, a field that was tarnished by illegal dumping. The Brooklyn Center Little League players are preparing for their first game in 2 weeks. And this Saturday happens to be field cleanup day, which is supposed to be for raking the grass fields and sprucing up the dugouts and the concession stand. However, for a second year in a row, league volunteers must remove construction and other tree debris that someone dumped near the fields. Whoever did it had to remove chains meant to block access to the site.
It's just aggravating because we have dugouts to paint and, you know, concession building to paint, and we have to spend time cleaning up other people's mess, and it's not good.
Police continue to investigate the matter, but they have not made any arrests. Well, today is the official kickoff to summer road construction season.
The MnDOT released an updated construction schedule which affects major highways in the Northwest Metro. And that includes Highway 610, where work is underway to extend the freeway from Elm Creek Boulevard to I-94 in Maple Grove. The project includes construction of an interchange with Maple Grove Parkway. The entire project is supposed to be complete by the end of October. And MnDOT will also put in cable median barriers like these on 610 between highways 169 and 252. The project was already in the plans before a fatal crossover crash last winter.
That's something we've been using for well over 10 years, and it's gone a long way toward improving motorist safety. If cars lose control and go toward the median, that cable median barrier the wires will kind of encase them like a spider web and stop them from going across the median and into oncoming traffic.
The work will also continue on Interstate 494 to install a third lane from Highway 55 to the Fish Lake interchange. And get used to more construction on Highway 100. Both directions of Highway 100 will be closed between I-394 and the crosstown Highway 62. That takes effect Friday night and lasts through the weekend. Closure is needed while crews begin demolition of the Highway 7 bridge.
As baby boomers retire from the workforce en masse, state and business leaders are worried about a brain drain. Namely, will there be enough qualified workers to fill open positions? Michael Vekic, the chair of MnSCU's Board of Trustees, addressed that topic with members of the North Hennepin Area Chamber of Commerce. 4 area students were also each awarded $500 scholarships for college from the chamber. The MnSCU system includes 37 technical community colleges and public universities in Minnesota. Vekic says higher education is the key to a trained workforce, and tuition rates must be monitored to ensure accessibility.
We're talking about $5,400 average for our 2-year institutions and about $8,100 for our 4-year. So it's affordable. It's affordable. That depends on where you are on the economic scale.
North Hennepin Community College is partnering with another university to help students get a 4-year degree.
Now, North Hennepin is teaming up with Southwest Minnesota State University in Marshall. It allows students to continue their study at North Hennepin to get a bachelor's degree in exercise science. That could lead to jobs in health and fitness and lead down the path to careers in physical therapy or chiropractic medicine.
They don't have to leave campus. Their instructors are right here on site, and they can stay home, save money, have access. It's an affordable and very accessible degree to our students, so we're very excited about that.
North Hennepin also offers other bachelor degrees through partnerships with Metropolitan State in St. Paul, Bemidji State, Bethel, and St. Cloud State. Coming up, we head to Wayzata High School to meet this week's standout student.
And then a little bit later in sports, a great battle in the season of softball opener for Osseo and Champlin Park.
But first, more sun and 70s on Friday. The Brooklyn Park Recreation and Parks Department has launched a fundraising campaign this year to help meet an important need.
They had more children who wanted to attend programs but did not have the money to pay for it.
But what this youth scholarship fund does is eliminates barriers. So it allows any youth, any family that needs assistance the opportunity to be in our programs. We don't want to say no to any Brooklyn Park resident who wants to be a part of our programs.
Some of the money raised will go to give scholarships to students attending after-school programs where students receive homework help, a snack, and sometimes a meal. Depending on income, families can get a 50, 75, or even 100% reduction in program fees, which staff says is important in engaging youth.
They can help us with homework, help us look for jobs, help us with anything. So, you know, they're like a second. So when our parents are going, they're our parents. So, you know, they have our backs and stuff.
Several community groups and businesses have donated just under $6,000 so far. The department hopes to collect $20,000, which will help cover costs for the next 2 years. A good journalist has a passion for getting to the heart of a matter and holding people accountable for their actions.
It's a trait that today's standout student from Wayzata High School has developed at a young age. And as Delane Cleveland reports, she has gained national attention in the process.
I wanted to see if violent video games affected our bodies.
At Wayzata High School, students use iPads to enhance their learning in the classroom.
And then I measured their heart rate before and during each game and their skin temperature levels.
But these iPads come with internet filters established by school district officials.
Kind of a sensitive topic with students on one side, administrators on the other.
Wayzata junior Mina Yuan wrote an in-depth article on the topic last year to bring light to the issue.
After I published my article, I had some people on the hallway come up to me and say, I read your article, and before I couldn't understand why are the administrators putting these filters on. It's not fair, or like these are completely ridiculous filters. But now they're saying to me, now I kind of understand why the administrators are doing it.
Mina's article was so well received that she was one of 7 students in the nation to receive a gold medal for journalism in Scholastic's art and writing competition.
I think I'll be missing the last week of school actually to go to Carnegie Hall for the awards ceremony.
It's an honor that comes as no surprise to the teachers who work with Mina on a daily basis.
She, at the core, wants to learn, not just do well. She does well, she gets good grades, but I don't think that that's what it's really about for her. She wants to really know what things are, how things work, and get better at them.
While this 16-year-old has already established a journalism pedigree, she's undecided on what field she'd like to pursue professionally.
Of course, I'm definitely interested in communications and journalism, but I also really like public policy and public health, so I was also thinking about law and economics or medicine.
Whatever she decides, Mina's teachers say they're confident she'll have success.
She really is a student who could do whatever she wanted. If she takes the approach to the rest of her life the way she does to writing, she'll take in what other people give her and figure out how best to solve the problem.
In Plymouth, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
And officials from the Wayzata School District say that Mina is the first Minnesotan to win a journalism gold medal from Scholastic since 2010. The award ceremony will take place in New York City the first week of June. So there you go. That's another way to get to Carnegie Hall.
That's exactly right.
Coming up, a Brooklyn Park volunteer who helps reduce stress.
But first, Wayzata looks to take down top-ranked Mounds View in a big boys tennis matchup. John Jacobson has that and more up next in sports.
Well, this is a good sign if you're waiting for spring. You have tennis, you have it outdoors, and you have 2 good teams going on.
Really good teams and a great matchup between these two. The Wayzata boys tennis team won state titles in 2013 and 2014. They took on 2015 champion Mounds View in a big early season Class AA match Wednesday at Wayzata. At number 2 doubles, Wayzata on the far court, and Jack Willis' return sets up the volley winner for Max Liao. The Mustangs answer Danny Zamo with a wicked backhand winner, but it's Willis and Liao winning the match 6-4, 6-2. At 1 doubles, Sam Hohenschel gets the smash winner here for the Mustangs. Later, Hohenschel serving, and Michael Conlon Brandenburg puts it away, and the Mustangs win the match in straight sets. 1 singles, Nick Beattie for Wayzata, Jake Townsend for Mounds View. Beattie plays a nice point here, winning with a backhand volley. He is one of the state's best. Later, Beattie with a big serve to set up the forehand winner. He wins 6-3, 6-4. Wayzata pulls out a big win, 4-3 Trojans the final. They're now 4-0 on the season. Maple Grove is also in the top 10 this year. The Crimson look to secure another Northwest Suburban Conference win as they played at Totino-Grace. Action from first singles, and Charlie Atkins of Maple Grove on the far court against Elliot Becker. Becker hustles to get to the Atkins volley, but Atkins with the winner there, and he wins in straight sets. Second singles, Tommy Brademus serves for Grace to Sam Hochberger. Hochberger's second shot is a forehand winner down the line, and he wins 6-love, 6-love. To number 1 doubles play, Totino-Grace's Ryan King and Tom Schnagel take a nice point on their way to a tough 6-2, 4-6, 7-6 win. Maple Grove improves to 6-0 on the season. They win it over the Eagles 6-1. The Osseo Champlin Park softball game, scheduled for Tuesday evening, was moved back a day to a much nicer Wednesday night. Osseo has to squeeze out of a jam against the Rebels early. They get Brittany Davis on a line out to second that turns into a double play to end the top of the first. Scoreless in the 4th inning when Lane Ruska bunts. The Rebels get the out at first, but Andrea Denzlik scores for a 1-0 lead. Next batter, Bailey DeBoer singles to left to score Faith Lovechick, and the Osseo Orioles take a 2-0 lead through 4 innings. 5th inning, Davis with a smash that takes a bad hop past shortstop Taylor Kotke and goes to the fence. 2-run score for the Rebels, and it's a 2-2 game. It stays that way until the 8th. After losing a runner who was caught stealing, Osseo restarts the rally on a double to left by Denzlake. And up next is Lovechick, and she comes through with the game winner, scoring Denzlake with a single to right center. Osseo takes a thriller in both teams' season opener, 3-2. Orioles the final. The Wayzata softball team will start late conference play on Friday. The Trojans look to improve to 2-0 in non-conference play as they hosted Minneapolis Southwest. The Trojans in a jam in the 6th inning with runners at second and third, but Bree Westerberg gobbles up the ground ball, throws to first, and gets Wayzata into the dugout. Bottom of the 6th inning, Ellie Rod's base hit scores Westerberg and Katie Blanchard for a 7-0 Wayzata lead. Still in the 6th, bases loaded. Katie Walk launches a grand slam to give the Trojans an 11-0 victory in 6 innings. They're at Hopkins Friday, and the game we'll have for you on 12 Sports. You can see highlights from that game and more next week on our first Sports Jam show of the spring sports season. Sports Jam airs Monday through Wednesday at 3:30, 6:30, and 9:30 p.m. on Channel 12 and our HD channel 799 or online at 12.tv. Our final program of the spring will air the week of June 20th. And let's look at sports today.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Still ahead, we continue our focus this week on volunteers.
Yeah, when we come back, a Brooklyn Park volunteer who helps others defeat stress. Well, more than 800 volunteers donate time each year to the Three Rivers Park District, and 6 of those volunteers earned the Distinguished Volunteer Service Award this year. These 6 recipients have given more than 7,000 hours of volunteer service to different parks. Kim Burke-Phillip, who is wearing a white shirt in this photo, is from Brooklyn Center. She assists with programs and animals at the Coon Rapids Dam Regional Park and the Kronig Interpretive Center. The volunteers will be formally recognized next Thursday at the Park District office in Plymouth. And finally, our spotlight on volunteers continues with a Brooklyn Park man.
Jimmy Morris gives his time to help create local programming.
You ever notice how when you get on the road, and we all do this, it becomes a place where there's a lot of stress involved.
And that's Jimmy Morris on his show Less Stress on Channel 19, where Morris offers strategies for handling stress. Morris is one of 250 active volunteers working behind the scenes and in front of the camera, producing 100 original programs every month on community channels 19 and 20.
Helping people with other shows, it's immediate gratification. But then doing my own show, I wait for feedback and to see if it's making any kind of results. But you know, and even though if I might not get results, that's gratifying too, to go and find out all these things and put the production together and put it out there.
Jimmy's greatest strength is he puts all of our new volunteers and our veteran volunteers really at ease. He really does. He calms everyone down, and he does make everybody feel less stressed during the production, process. And so that is why he is such a plus to this organization.
And Northwest Community Television offers free training each month to teach the basics of how to make TV to the public.
Good to have him around. TV
Absolutely.
can be stressful.
Less stress. Does it for us.
See you tomorrow.